Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Joining me today is Savio Rodrigues, and a lot of stuff that has happened in his personal life, and also we have been following up on Manipur and a few other things. He's a member of the Bharatiya Janata Party, very good friend of mine, a good friend of mine before he became a member of the Bharatiya Janata Party, a member of the journalist fraternity. May he be bestowed with long life. Savio, namaskar. Welcome to P Guru's channel. Jai Sri Ram. How are you?
Namaskar and Jai Shri Ram to you as well. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak on your program once again. Um, I am, of course, a member of the BJP, and that's a known fact. But the journalistic skills in us that we have honed over a
Yeah.
long period of time continue. And I think one of the reasons why the recent very mysterious situation happened with my life may or may not have something to do with my journalistic abilities more than my political choices, right? Um, about 9 days ago, um, I was on a bike dropping my elder daughter to college, and I got hit by a car very strangely. When the car was at an intersection, it stopped for a few seconds. I stopped first, and then it stopped for a few seconds. I thought it was allowing me to pass, but as soon as I decided to move and ride on, the car just came and rammed me, and I fell from the bike onto the same foot which was injured a month earlier, the ankle that was injured a month earlier. So it's further aggravated and injured. There's been a dislocation. There was a police complaint that has been filed, and FIR has been registered by the Goa police, and investigations are going on. They have, through CCTV cameras, have been able to locate the point of the accident as well as uh, the car that was responsible. But I think they need to get into who the car is, who does the car belong to, and what is the reasons behind it. The reason I filed a police complaint was because I was advised by people close to me to have a formal complaint filed and not to take it lightly. Because about a month and much earlier than that, we were told to be a little careful for the kind of stories that we were doing. We've always been under the element of threat. There was a time 3 years ago when my family was also threatened. My younger daughter got a call from a drug operator in the northwest frontier of Pakistan, and we had filed a complaint then. We traced the person to northwest frontier Pakistan, and we even knew his name. His name was Fayaz Gul at that point of time. So threat has always been something that's been hovering around me. I'm not sure whether this particular incident is related to that, but the circumstances of it were very suspicious. For one, even if there was an accident, traditionally in Goa, people wait to help somebody who's been accidentally, knocked off and ensure that he's okay. But that didn't happen. The person knocked me off and just drove off. It's very very unlikely. So there were certain indicators that led, me and my team felt were a little bit suspicious. So to rule it out, we have filed in a complaint, and an FIR was registered by the Goa police. Are we under threat? Of course we are. The kind of work we have done on reportage in Maldives, Manipur, the target, we went after Islamic radicals. We still persistently go after Islamic radicals. You know, so I think we've always been a part of target. I would just like to know post the investigation as to why it really happened, and we can so that we rule out the possibility and we keep security. Because see, for a person like me, I don't believe in security. I've never used it. Even when I went to Manipur, I was without any security. I preferred it that way. The anonymity, the ability to penetrate the truths to which otherwise don't come when you've got security around with you. People get a little conscious about it. So I like to keep that anonymity. I roam around in Goa, even though I have a car. I prefer to roam around on a bike. It gives me the leverage to go as a common man to sit in tea stalls and have tea without really being noticed by people and getting as much information as I can. That's what I do everywhere. Whether I go to any part of the country or internationally, I'm just a common person seeking out information, right? So the investigations are going on. But the most important thing is for us, to go beyond that. I'm sure the Goa police will do their job, and we will find out who's behind it. And the Goa police and even the Indian intelligence is now looking at it. Uh, the point I was trying to make, and I wanted to talk to your viewers about, is there's been a lot of questions raised over the performance of BJP and Narendra Modi in the 2024 elections. The performance that has been the single largest party forming the government with the NDA alliance. All these questions are fine, and we're glad that the country has got Mr. Modi back in the Prime Minister's chair, and we're going to see the continuity of the plans that Prime Minister Modi had for India to rise as Bharat. But there is this one nagging doubt that has been persistently raising questions with people who are supporters of Prime Minister Modi, who believe in him, is that for 10 years, the whole idea of the BJP under Narendra Modi's leadership has been about transforming India and dealing with the lack of governance, the lack of vision of political parties like the Congress that have destroyed the country for a very long period of time, or rather, let's just say it did not take India towards the height of progress that it needed to go to. We cannot continue to hold Congress responsible for the past when we are not dealing with Congress in the present. Rahul Gandhi's speech in Parliament as the leader of the opposition was the most immature speech that you would have heard from a leader of the opposition in Parliament, but he was allowed to speak in that manner because he was put in that position because we as a nation, BJP as a party, failed to get that kind of majority in order for us to ensure that we don't get that kind of lies being spoken about BJP and Mr. Modi in Parliament. Rahul Gandhi's entire speech was about lies. While Modi came back and countered both at the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, it still did not cut much ice. If you look at what's happening in terms of the social media, videos that have been going around, the social media, trends that have been going around, there is a planned move that is going on to try and take the victory of the BJP and turn it into a failure in order to give Rahul Gandhi the victory and therefore the underdog status in an otherwise strong ruling. That is exactly what's happening. They're making Rahul Gandhi the victim and Narendra Modi and the BJP as the oppressors. It's the same victim card that the minorities use. That we are oppressed by the majority and therefore we have to fight for our rights. We have to tell the world that we are under attack in India by the Hindu majority. That's exactly Rahul Gandhi's playbook. Rahul Gandhi, many people are positioning Rahul Gandhi as a clown. And he is the clown. Let's not make any mistake in that. But if you go by what a recent movie had come out, a horror movie called The It, there is a character in it which is a clown called Pennywise. Rahul Gandhi is the Pennywise of Indian politics. His entire speech in Parliament was about telling the Hindu community, particularly the Hindu community that supports the BJP, that you are not Hindus. You are BJP, you are Modi supporters, you are RSS followers, but you are not Hindu. And this falls into the playbook of exactly what Rahul Gandhi and his advisors want to create in India. And that is divisions based on caste. Divisions already exist on religion, which they have been successful. That is why a large amount of the minorities, 90% of the Muslims, 72% of the Christians voted for the opposition and not the BJP. It's the same thing they want to do in the caste. They are going to create a new religion in India called Dalits. And that is where the problem is going to accentuate over the next couple of months. But in all this, why am I telling you this? Or why am I telling your viewers this? Is that Rahul Gandhi and the Congress were written off in 2014, in 2019. It was to be a Congress Mukt Bharat. What you are seeing now is Congress slowly resurfacing like a phoenix. And that is because I believe we as the party have not been able to take strong steps against this criminal family that is the Gandhis. You had Rahul Gandhi's British citizenship issue, which has found no answer to. You have Rahul Gandhi's MOU with China, the Indian National Congress's MOU with China. There has been no progress whatsoever in finding out the truth about this. There's been the case that is going on where Rahul Gandhi is on bail. There are perpetual lies being told by the Congress. There is the Augusta Westland deal. There are so many scams linked directly to the Gandhi Vadra family. But yet we allow and we give Rahul Gandhi, the Pennywise of IT, when I mean IT, the movie, the opportunity to rise and spread fear. And that is why I say it is time for Prime Minister Modi not to roar in parliament or his speeches, but to bite. You are dealing, and he also knows it, you are not dealing with fools. They are hyenas. They might be laughing, but they are out there to get a pound of your flesh if you do not bite. Once you bite them, then they will realize not to come after a lion. And there is no doubt that Narendra Modi is a lion. But right now, the lion has to bite. Rahul Gandhi will spread his anarchy. Rahul Gandhi will gain support because he is the underdog. We have to understand the psyche of our Indians. We love underdogs. Rahul Gandhi, if you look at every communication that has come out post the election, it is Rahul Gandhi that has been gaining traction and having trends on him. For what? For telling the Hindus that because they support the BJP and Modi and RSS, they are violent. Rahul Gandhi came into parliament and spoke about everything that was religiously driven. Lies. Modi came to parliament and spoke truth and put out certain details. But he's not able to bite yet. And it is in time for Modi to bite. It is time to regain the confidence of the people. Rahul Gandhi is going to Manipur tomorrow. He will do absolutely nothing to change the outcome of the conflict in Manipur. But it will show the rest of the country and the world that Rahul Gandhi has gone to Manipur and interacted with the people, which he did even during the Bharat Jodo Yatra and before that. Has Rahul Gandhi gone to West Bengal? No, he's not. And he won't. But to the larger audience, the spin doctors, that does not matter. They will say Modi is not gone to Manipur.
Yeah, why
That
did he
is the
not go to
argument.
Manipur? Still, he hasn't gone. He still hasn't gone.
Well, I actually am looking for the answer myself. You know, I have a lot of love and admiration for Prime Minister Modi. I'm always going to support him. But for me, in my community, for example, you know, the Christian community, during the elections, I did have a problem trying to convince them over the reason why Modi did not go visit Manipur. Other than the fact that I can think it's a security concern that has not allowed him to go to Manipur, but nobody was willing to buy that. Even I myself find it difficult to accept that a man who has done so much for the people of Manipur. So, if you were to look at the way in which the Northeast has transformed over the last 10 years, you would believe and you would know for a fact that Narendra Modi is looking at a complete inclusiveness and integration of the Northeast, which was lying like stepsisters for a very long time into the family of India. And that kind of development. And just one act of visiting the people of Manipur, even now, could give them that confidence, that hope that they require. That's all. See, it's all about perception at the end of the day. Yes, he is working a lot. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of how he's actually doing work to ensure that the peace and the conflict in Manipur is going to be resolved at least within the next 100 days. 60 days to disarm the state and 100 days to bring everybody to some level of conversation. But the people will not look at that. The people will look at the fact that he has not gone to Manipur. And that is how common men think. They're not rational. They're emotional. Today, Rahul Gandhi and the Congress are gaining traction in certain areas. Rahul Gandhi has gone to Gujarat and said we have defeated the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, what Adani started. Why is he saying that? He is saying that primarily because he
That
wants
Advani
to create.
started. That Advani
Correct.
started, not
That
Adani.
Advani started. Sorry, Advani started. Because he wants to create a division in the Hindus themselves. He's trying to polarize the Hindus based on who stands with BJP RSS and who does not stand with BJP RSS. And it is not necessary that every Hindu has to stand with BJP RSS or Modi for that matter. But it is important for every Hindu to stand with the nation and for every citizen to stand with the nation. Today in India, okay, we are a Hindu majority nation. But Nupur Sharma, for a statement, whether you accept it or whether you do not accept it, is still living a life under security and under threat. And she's doing that in a Hindu majority nation. Because we are afraid that the Islamic radicals who have put a target on her will target her. So how are we a strong nation until we send the right messages? The amount of fake news that has been spread that demonizes the Hindus, that demonize nationalists, that demonize BJP, that demonizes Modi. And what have we done about the fake news? But even if there is one news put by, say, a Modi supporter against, say, a Congress or a TMC or a DMK, it is within no time that there are FIRs registered against them and they are picked up and thrown in jail. Why are we not doing the same? Why are we wearing kids' gloves or dealing with people who are pressing the Hindus or pressing nationalists with kids' gloves?
जब ऊंचे पदों पे बैठे लोग कह देते हैं हिंदू हिंसक हैं, ऊंचे पदों पे बैठ के लोग कह देते हैं कि हिंदू सनातनियों का नरसंहार कर दो, दो बात कहूंगी। जो मैंने देखा है पिछले 2 साल में, सनातनियों का नरसंहार करने की कोशिश की गई, क्योंकि शायद व्हाट्सएप पे, फेसबुक पे कुछ लिख दिया और कुछ ऐसा उल्टा सीधा नहीं लिखा। और अगर हिंदू हिंसक होता तो एक हिंदू सनातनी बेटी को इस सुरक्षा घेरे में अपने ही देश में अपनी आजादी गंवा के रहने की नौबत नहीं आती।
Precisely. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because today we have created an environment that it is okay for Hindus to be tolerant. It is okay and it is important for Modi and the government to be tolerant. When lies and lies about the government, about nationalists, about Hindus keep being spread, fake news is at the peak. Manipur was all about fake news. There were people from minorities spreading so much of hate around Manipur and around attacks on minorities across India. How much of it is the truth? Why isn't the government acting and protecting the very essence and cultural ethos of what India stands for, what Bharat stands for? That is where the problem is. Today, you have, I'm saying this over and over again, Rahul Gandhi's aim is chaos. His aim is anarchy. We will continue like social media warriors of the BJP to make noise on social media, to condemn them on social media, but on the ground you do nothing. You have atrocities. There was a BJP minority woman who was stripped naked in West Bengal. Now what happens? Then yes, there is a demand for CBI. You're asking for a CBI probe. And then of course, our BJP sends people to do fact-finding. And that fact-finding report is presented to the president of the party. And what has happened after that? There was a fact-finding supposedly done in Manipur. What has happened after that? There are fact-finding missions happening in different places. What has happened after that? Why are we allowing ourselves? Why are we losing control? India has to rise as Bharat. Our enemies don't want us to rise as Bharat. They want us to be slaves. They want us to be in coalition government. They never wanted a majority government. By not taking action, it's like, remember, Chanakya had so rightly said when he got pricked by this particular grass at that time. He went and he destroyed the grass. But then he did not only destroy the grass, he took salt and he put it into the soil to destroy the soil as well, so that the grass never grows up. If we are the land of Chanakya, if Modi, Amit Shah and the team are Chanakyas of India, then why are we allowing our enemies to grow? Why are we allowing them to take hold of our country again? Maldives, for example. We should have taken a stern stand as far as Maldives is concerned. But we have not. And today you have a leader of the opposition presenting himself as a messiah of India with absolutely zero knowledge to take India forward as far as a vision is concerned. But he is gaining the kind of momentum because we do not know how to deal with it, because we are reactive in our approach towards him. They are claiming victory. We are saying, okay, this is not a victory. This is not a victory. Of course, they are claiming victory. They are claiming victory because we told the country that we would do, above 400 seats or even get up to 372 seats, and we did not. Why did we not? We did not because the very people we have gone ahead and done wonderful things for, the development that we have done, the initiatives that we have done. And mind you, if there is one man that has really, really worked hard over the last 10 years is Prime Minister Modi and his vision. This man has really drawn up a plan as a leader and a Prime Minister for this country. And yet it was so difficult for him to get majority. So what is the opposition and our enemies feeding? The very people of this country, the negativity they are feeding. They are feeding their negativity because we have not taken any stern action against the very people who are responsible for the lies. Let's take Twitter for example. Twitter during the election campaigning. If you were against the opposition, for some reason, you would be flooded with Congress related or AAP related tweets. We all know the roles of Cambridge Analytica, how they had targeted each and every constituency. We know of other such agencies that were working on different constituencies to map their minds. We know that Soros has invested in certain startup companies that are linked and very strong in Maharashtra, Haryana, Punjab. For what? For data. Data helps in data mining is what allows you to think what that person at a grassroots level or any level, urban or rural, is thinking. But we are not seeing that. We are not controlling the narrative. We are losing the narrative. The narrative is about India rising as Bharat. And that is where Rahul Gandhi realizes, and his advisors, because Rahul Gandhi does not have the mind to think in that fashion. It is his advisors that have taught him just exactly where to hurt this country. Today, it is important for Narendra Modi to become exactly the tough person he was in Gujarat. India is not living in the time of a Mahatma right now. India is dealing with enemies that are far, far more devious and far, far more horrible than what existed during the Mahatma's time. What we need right now is the protection of Sanatan Dharma. What we need right now is the protection of Bharat. What we need right now is protection of nationalists. We are proud that we have Nupur Sharma given security and she's protected, but we should be ashamed that in our country, a daughter of this land has to live under fear and protection from Islamic radicals, that we are a Hindu majority nation. We don't need the West or the Islamic world to tell us how to run Bharat. Bharat's built on the principles of Sanatan Dharma. It is our right to protect Sanatan Dharma. It is our right to protect our daughters. Are we afraid of the Islamic radicals? Today, it is more important for people in this country to feel that, okay, Modi has not done anything. Modi has done a lot for this country. And the reason they are able to say that is because there is no stern action against corrupt people you have called corrupt. More importantly, you have had people who were corrupt brought into the party. It is something that even the RSS has highlighted. Ratan Chadha in his articles and in his talks have highlighted exactly that the people of this country who support Modi, who support BJP are feeling right now. 110 of the defected non-BJP political leaders who came into the BJP, 69 of them, to the best of my knowledge, did not win. Why is BJP, which is built on principles, which is built on the guiding principles of Sanatan Dharma, of nationalism, allowing itself to be infiltrated by people who are political opportunists? Look at Manipur, right? Manipur, we had the belief that we should have won seats, but we did not win. Our inaction in Manipur did not allow us to win. Our inaction in Manipur is the reason we lost the South Goa seat. For all the love I have for Narendra Modi, let me be extremely brutally honest, and he knows that too. I love my Bharat much more. And I will not allow a venomous snake like Rahul Gandhi to grow in India anymore. He needs to be brought to books. He is a venomous snake hitting at the very core of what India and Bharat stands for. And if you're not going to do anything to him, he's going to spread that venom across India. Because it's not him, it's the powers that support him. Rahul Gandhi, for all his knowledge, has none. But he knows one thing. He knows exactly how to twist and turn words and act as naive so that he gains acceptance. And that's what he's done. That's exactly what they have done. And that's what the opposition is going to do.
Look, this guy is living in a make-believe world. He comes, Ratmarifies something and comes and regurgitates, whether it is parliament or on a dais. And then he's supposedly meeting railway locomotive drivers, and they call them pilots. And actually they are all trained professionals wearing the uniform a loco driver would wear. And that came out almost immediately. But the rascal doesn't even have the humility to accept it. He'll try it again.
That's the point. Shri, that's where the irritation is coming into people. You know, every god needs a devil for God's significance to be important, right? Every hero needs a villain. But the problem is, if you keep bashing the villain and the hero is not able to conquer the villain becomes the hero. And that's what we are seeing. I'm not saying he's becoming. His speech in parliament was atrocious to the point. As far as facts were concerned, it was dramatic. It was drama of what I would call Ekta Kapoor movies, you know, or movies or serials as you would have. But it resonated with a few people. And that's the danger. That's the danger. When people say it about Manipur without knowing what's going on, it resonated with them. When you have atrocities happening in West Bengal and BJP doing fact-finding mission, it is resonating with the people, right? People are there to stand by Modi because they believe in Modi. They can see what he has done. But fear is a very dangerous psychosis. Once it hits you, you will only want to save yourself. Let me give you an example. In Kerala, for example, we as a political party have been raising issues of conversions for a very long time. How Hindus are getting converted to either Islam or Christianity. In 2021, the ED raided a particular organization called the Believers Eastern Church 66 times. 66 locations, over a period of a couple of days. And reportedly, there were crores of rupees that were unearthed in this raid. The name of the bishop or the head of that particular congregation, Christian congregation, was KP Yohannan. KP Yohannan, who's no longer alive, he died a couple of months ago, maybe 2 months ago, in a car accident in the US, was also under trial or for fraud, tax fraud of 37 million US dollars in US. Who did the BJP take support from during the elections? They went ministers, the candidate who contested in Kerala, who's now the head, the Prabhari of Nagaland and Meghalaya, was the person who came out on social media and said that we have got support and grateful to the support of the Believers Eastern Church. You took support of the very organization that is prolific as far as conversions are supposed to happen. How are people supposed to have faith in what you're saying and doing? That is the problem. So people are confused. There are some people in the Christian community who are in Goa, and even the non-Christian community. You had certain statements made about the past, about Christians and Portuguese and all that connection. And today, the government wants to go ahead and forge relationships with the very object of what you're talking about being wrong. So there's a lot of conflict going on. There's a lot of misrepresentations going on. And that is where people are not having any confidence in some of the activities of the BJP. The BJP's own leadership, the young leaders who believe that they should have had the right to be put forward, are now vacating their spaces for defectors from different political parties. Maharashtra is a classic case. Goa is a classic case where we had people come in hoping that we could win the South Goa seat, but we did not. So I think it's time for Modi. And why I keep saying, and why am I so exuberant in what I'm saying, is because I care about the man. I care about what he's doing. I think he's doing fabulous work. But people in this country, they will look at infrastructure, they will look at all the initiatives. But at the end, it will all boil down to emotions. Are you saying that he's not done anything for the minorities? That 90% of the Muslims did not vote for him? 6,233 crores was the money in the Minority Finance Corporation that were given to minorities, in mostly Muslim minority, not so much the others, mostly Muslim minorities and mostly Muslim women. 6,233 crores. How much did the Muslims vote for Modi? 90% did not vote for him. Christians, 72% did not vote for him. Hindus, on the contrary, decided that they have to choose, they have the wisdom to make their own decision. So decided not to necessarily give Modi the majority. We need action on the ground. We need protection for nationalists. We need protection for Bharat. We cannot allow Bharat to go and be destroyed by the very enemies that want to run through India with caste and religious divides. Let's take the NEET, for example. Has the Prime Minister come out and spoken about it? He hasn't. Should the NEET and the Ministry of Education and mostly the NTA be investigated from top to bottom? Yes. You are fighting corruption, but the first step to fighting corruption is ensuring that the corrupt go in jail. That is how corruption is dealt with. And treating with corruption in your own states. There are so many people that talk about corruption in BJP ruled states. The only reason is that they don't come out openly is because they have not been able to find the courage to come out. But that's an underground movement. Karnataka was a classic example. People thought it was consolidation of minorities and break of Hindus. Yes, But why did the Hindus break? Because of corruption. Heightened corruption in Karnataka at that point of time. At least now I hope they've calmed down. If you're not going to trust your own karyakartas, if you're not going to keep them correct, how are you going to deal with the opposition? A very, very senior leader in bureaucracy, told me after Prime Minister Modi's speech, I said, did you like it? Was it good? He says, it's old wine in new bottle. That's it. And I felt hurt because the man, our leader, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is probably the only political leader that this country has at that position to actually have a plan that is 5-year, 10-year, 15 years, 20 years, right up to 2047. Because I've researched, Amit Bagaria and myself, on our book, which will release in a couple of weeks, to know what this man has done. And I feel very hurt that the people of India did not repose that faith in him for the hard work that he has done, for the initiatives that he has done, but became victims of what is seen or propagated as petty, fearful politics. And that is where we have lost.
Let's take a few questions, Savio. A lot of things to ponder for the Prime Minister. Thank you, Geeta Ahuja, for your super sticker. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Modi the lion needs to bite is indeed apt, but do you see that happening now with his depleted strength? He didn't do it even when he had 283 and 303 MPs. In a way, he has invited his present status.
I'm not being critical of Modi. I am trying to tell the BJP, the government, and the people of India the future of what is coming. I believe Prime Minister Modi will act aggressively this time. If he fails to act aggressively against the enemies of India, within India and outside of India, then it's going to be a really difficult time for the people of India.
Next one, please. Ravi Prayaga wants to know, Sarji, why there is total silence about West Bengal and Manipur?
There's actually no total silence. There has been talks. There have been fact-finding missions. There have been government interlocutors working in Manipur. However, what we are not understanding is that, you see, let's take Bengal. Bengal is always been politically active, and now you've got BJP as a political party making inroads. They are getting targeted for supporting BJP and Narendra Modi. So the center has to take some firm action to send out a message to the West Bengal Chief Minister is to take this under control. You'd see the West Bengal Chief Minister even bothered. She's not, and she won't be, because those are not her voter bases. Fear in areas where BJP does not have control. Fear is the mechanism, and West Bengal, it's fear. People will gravitate away from BJP and ensure out of fear they will support on TMC because of what they are. Manipur is also the same. Manipur, they did not have hope. That is why they did not vote for the BJP in the Lok Sabha. In fact, that was something I knew when I was in Manipur much before the elections. They were able to tolerate and praise a Rahul Gandhi, which I find absolutely humorous. But they praised him because he visited them. So understand what the people want. They want, it's like this. Let me explain this to you. So a child is wounded and a child is in the hospital, but the father is busy working, earning money, sending the child wonderful gifts, toys, games, looking after him in the best of hospital, but never visits the child. What do you think is the impact on the child? That's exactly the problems that some of the people are facing in Manipur. Some of the hope that some of the disappointment people are facing in West Bengal.
Next
You
one, please.
need to.
I thought you were done. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm done.
Next one, please. NN wants to know, Bob Savio, Dev Bare Karo. I don't know what that
There
means.
it's a konkani for God bless you.
Oh, okay. Thanks for explaining that. Modi is getting into Advani zone, not giving free hand or trusting anyone to keep Modi world leader brand supreme. Thoughts?
That's a very good point that NM has highlighted. You see, the problem what happened in this election, and I'm going to say it as loud as possible, is that Modi is certainly a very important brand, and there are a lot of people who gravitate to Modi as a brand. But if the local dealership of the Modi brand is poor in its service, customer service, brand Modi will not sell. Let me repeat what I'm saying. Brand Modi is a very respected brand. But if the salesperson of brand Modi at a local level and a local shop is not well versed with customer relations or customer service, then brand Modi gets diluted. People don't go to that local service provider. So it's important for Modi to work in building leaders at a grassroots level as well.
Next question, please. GK wants to know, 3 times in a row in government, why BJP is not focused on reforming institutions?
It's a good question. I think we should take it up with the government.
Next one, please. Satyam Singh wants to know, PM Modi isn't acting because he wants to remove his dictator tag, because believe it or not, that tag is enforced on him by opponents.
Satyam, can I ask you a reverse question? They are anyway calling him a dictator without being a dictator, right? Why not do things in the interest of protecting India, which sends out a message to enemies of India? Please tell me, I'm asking you a very simple thing. The MOU with ILD, International Liaison Department of the Communist Party of China, it's a foreign covert intelligence agency. Rahul Gandhi signed an MOU with them. Sonia Gandhi spoke about the contours of the MOU to a Chinese news agency in 2011. Why is it that we don't have a copy of it? What is the benefit that accrued to China during the UPA era post 2008? Please study that. So it's not about you being a dictator. You are already termed as a dictator. So many people, I can tell you in Goa, mostly in the minority community, how much abuses they give Modi. For what? For a man working for this country only because he's not shown his iron fist? It is time to show your iron fist once in a while. Just like you want to show power, right? You can only show power when you experience it. And that is why action should be taken against Rahul Gandhi on various questionable acts that he has done.
Thank you, Savio, and get well soon, my mother. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. This was an important conversation that we've been having to have. Savio was a little bit sick, and we waited for him to get a little bit mobile. You're able to walk about now? You're able to put weight on that foot?
Yes, I'm able to walk. I have a brace on my ankle, but I'll be back. I'm not somebody who's going to go without a fight.
Thank you so much, viewers. Again, we didn't quite get all the notifications that we wanted to go out. I don't know what is happening. So at least those of you who are on social media with various groups, please do forward it. Savio is an intrepid warrior, and I've known him, like I said, many, many years ago. We kind of started out around the same time. He came back from UAE. I've been in US, but the 2013-14, that's when the mindset changed that we need to do something about this. And thank you so much, Savio. We'll be back very soon again. Namaskar.
Right.
Bye.